Hello, and welcome to today's family program. I'm Dr. Kitcher, and it's always a joy to come to you. Today, we are going to look at something very important. But before that, I would like to welcome those who are here, especially for the first time, and also to remind you that our programs are built one on the other. So you are encouraged to watch previous programs in order to catch up with what we are doing. Well, it is always good to come with something that will help you along the way. Thanks to those who have, sent us messages encouraging us to continue, and also those who sent questions. We hope our answers to you have been helpful. Should you have any questions, do not hesitate. Please contact us, and we will look into it and provide you with answers. So today we are looking at a question, actually, and we'll try to answer it. Like I always say, there is more than what we can give here. So take what we have and learn more from somewhere else and enrich yourself. Are you a leader or a manager? Like I always say, I'm committed to leadership, and I'm committed to investing into leadership because I believe leadership makes a difference in any entity. Leadership makes a difference in any community. Leadership makes a difference in any enterprise. So when we come to leadership and to management, most of the times the roles are confused and people do not know where to draw the borders, what is expected of them, if they are a manager or if they are a leader. And because of that, there have been so many mishaps, there have been so many confusions, and production has been hampered because of this misunderstanding. I would mention a few things that characterizes leaders, and then against that, show what a manager also does. First of all, I want to say that leaders and managers work together. Without managers, leaders will be nobody. Without the customers, the managers will not have any, leeway. We work in chain. We work in stages. So there are roles and responsibilities of leaders, and there are expectations from leaders. Same applies to managers. For instance, if you are a leader, as a leader, you are expected to design things, to put concepts into place, to think into what the vision is and how to apply it. When you bring out the design, then the manager develops the design. So leaders would communicate, let's say, the big picture. The manager takes it and puts it into little bits of pieces and pieces that could be used to actualize the design. Like you are in a plant or a production sector, they bring the design, then the managers would begin to look at that design and develop that design. A leader creates things. A leader creates things. Whereas a leader is bringing something up based on where we are as a team, based on where we are as a company, based on where we are as an enterprise. We need to get these things on board. So he brings something new. And then that thing that he brings, the manager begins to put that creation into use. So it's beautiful when leaders and managers work each in his place, providing what is expected of them. And when I say leaders create things, I'm not talking about just fantasizing, but leaders would research, they will look at the general picture, they will compare your company with other companies and see where you need to jump in. Leaders will not necessarily copy what is going at the other side, but they will look at it, learn from it, and improvise or bring something on board that will be unique to your company. And when you, the manager, then are presented with this, you see, because you are closer to what the people need, then you will find ways of how to do it. Leadership and managers, they work together. Leadership and management cannot do without each other. But most of the times, confusion comes when a manager thinks he is a leader and a leader thinks he's a manager. It is very important to also understand that most leaders have been managers and they have been promoted to leadership. So leaders usually have a lot of understanding that managers do not have. And it is very important that when working with a leader as a manager, you give the benefit of the doubt because there would be always time for feedback. Next thing is that leaders think structure. Leaders think structure. And the leader will look at how we can put, one or two things into our implementations in order to either increase production or to make clients more friendlier to us. When these discussions are had between leadership and management, the role of management is to build those structures. So as a manager, you don't think just structures. You learn how to build structures because things will be given to you. Like an architect draws a plan of a building. Then it passes on the plan. And the builders look at the plan because they know how to read the plan. They know how to, understand every point of it, and then they build it. The builders are not the planners, but they understand the plan. When a builder tries to add his own drawing to what the architect has brought, there would be confusion. Leaders and managers are like, how would I say, very compatible. And if each understands each role, work can go on very, very well. One characteristic of a leader is that leaders take risk. Leaders can jump into the water, not necessarily without testing it, but having some form of surety that whether the water is hot, warm, cold, icy, whatever, he has a strategy to, at least when he gets in, to know how to come out. And most of the times, we say leaders take risk, but they take risk sensibly. They study the environment and they jump in. And when a leader is jumping into something, probably has 2 or 3 more alternatives should it not work. So if you are a manager and you are working with a leader and he brings something very absurd, all you need is to listen to it and see how you can stabilize it. So you, the manager, you will begin to establish stability in that risky, or maybe it's a new thing, it's never been done before, so you don't have any reference. But most of the times, leaders think ahead of time. When leaders and managers get on the same board, it's so, so beautiful. Well, if you have just joined us, this is today's family program. I'm Dr. Kitcher, your host, and I want you to know today we are talking about leaders versus managers. And when you understand the dynamics of what each and every one of these two very important people in any company do, you would be on your way to success. Because when leaders are in their place and managers are in their place, production gets better and customers are satisfied. Leaders are also mostly entrepreneurs. They look out for opportunity, what to give with what they have, how to know what is in need for us, and they try to fish out for all those possibilities. They look out for all the outlets, and then they communicate it to management, and then management will begin to do distribution. You see, when you are a manager, you're always waiting for where you got to go and fulfill a task. That is the important thing for you when you are in the line of management. So leaders are entrepreneurs, managers are distributors. It is very, very important. And I want to, emphasize that each role is absolutely important. Although the leader is on top of the business, the leader also, or I would say a true leader, recognizes and respects and holds in high esteem his managers. Why? Because if the management is not good, all the efforts that the leader will put in will come to nothing. And whilst the manager is distributing from that entrepreneurial revelation that has come to him from the leader does not sit idle, but is following through and looking for more concepts. When leadership and management marry, and it is not a contract, but like a covenant, they achieve so much. It is very, very important for us to understand. The next point is what I really like about leadership. They perceive the future. They perceive the future. So most of the times when leaders speak, it takes quite a bit for maybe managers to catch up with what is being said. Because where the manager is, the leader has already crossed that border. So management should also have a lot of patience to, understand and also know that leadership will not bring anything to them that is overwhelming, but it brings things that is within your competence. And all that I am saying refers to when you are working on a perfect, genuine leadership. Because some leaders can be manipulative. That is not what we are talking about. We talk about the ultimate, and we warn you against the fake. So we have to be able to perceive the future as leaders. And then the managers will bring that perceived future into reality. Into reality. It is absolutely important. So as management, leadership leave, let's say, looking into tomorrow, management takes tomorrow and actualizes it. Then leadership can think about the next tomorrow. Then management will make it a now. So it is so beautiful how you go into the future and then bring it right into the present so you can get into a new future. Beautiful. Are you a leader or a manager? From what I'm saying, if you notice that you are the person who really loves to develop designs, you really love to put, creation into use, you want to build structures, you're looking for establishment of, stability, you are, a distributor, then you are a manager. But if on the contrary, you're looking for designs, you're looking for creations, you're looking for new structures, you're looking for, taking risk, and you are an entrepreneur, you're out there fishing, you want this, you want that, then you will know that there is something with leadership about you. You may be in a position of a manager right now, thinking in that way, but when leadership sees these characters in you, that is a positive that on the next leadership, you are likely to come on board. So what brings you into your next level is your faithfulness in your present level. It is very, very important. Also, leadership depends on the trust of the people. On the trust of the people. Very, very important. Leadership depends on the trust of the people. And the people, the first point of reference is the managers. As a manager, you should be trustworthy because leaders will make themselves vulnerable. They will bring stuff to you that you would have to handle with care. So as a manager, you have to know how to take that and bring it to the people while you are in charge of it. Maybe I will use the word while you are controlling it. So leadership depends on trust that what I am telling my manager, he's going to do it. The manager takes it and the manager begins to work it and encourage the people who have to implement to be able to say yes to it. Well, this is where I would like to stop for today, but I want to encourage every one of us not to be shaken wherever we are, in a community, in a group, in a company, in the line of, authority or hierarchy. Wherever you are placed right now, be faithful there. And remember, it is an important component of the whole. So if you begin to shake where you are, you might bring the whole building down. Are you a manager or are you a leader? None of the two is better than the other. There are leaders, there are managers, and beautifully, leaders and management work together. Then they can work with the wider community. I'm Dr. Albert Kitcher, and this has been your favorite program, Today's Family. Till we meet you again in a week's time, I want you to improve yourself. And if you are a leader, be the best leader. If you are a manager, be the best manager. Till we see you again, this is where I say bye-bye.